Hi everyone, I'm Franco,
Hi, and I'm Myrna.
and we're Into It Tarot, and we're doing the reading for the month of December 2015. We're doing things a little bit differently today, so we're going to be doing it by elements. So this is the one for the elements of fire. So if your zodiac sign is a fire sign, you're welcome. Those are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So we're going to be doing a general reading for all the fire signs, and then we're going to go just a little bit deeper into the three specific signs.
So don't be alarmed, the table is not on fire, although we are paying homage to the fire. This is sage smoke that's burning.
To cleanse the space and the area. So let us start with those firecrackers and fire engines in the zodiac. Oh. So what to expect this month for you? Well, the first card that shows up for me is the Empress card. It's a very motherly, maternal figure. Some believe her to be pregnant, which means that gifts might be coming to you during this month of December. Very appropriate. We usually share gifts during this month with our friends and family. But these gifts are not necessarily from a physical nature, although they could come up in relationships, is what I'm sensing. This needs to do with relationships. So a lot of the fire signs, what I'm seeing is, are going to be connecting a lot more profoundly with their partners. Love is in the air, so perhaps if you're single, this could be, and you're a fire sign, this could be a good time to find that special someone. Is what I'm seeing.
I have a few different sort of characteristics that are coming through in the spread that I was guided to lay out. One is that December is going to be a very peak month for each of the fire signs to bear witness as well as express their truth, their strength, their sense of authority. So you're coming into your own in a way that is much more grounded in your truth. And so this month will be about potency. It's about leadership. This is a very beautiful card to get. It's the Great Power card. And it talks about all of that. It talks about also how you are a very beautiful and strong influence in your community, in your place of work, in your home, in your family. So this is going to be a month where people look to you for leadership.
Very appropriate with the Empress card as well.
Yeah.
It's about, understanding your position within your society, within your structure, and owning up to it, and being accountable for your actions, and being honorable in the way that you deal with the people around you as well. So, keep your chin up and conduct yourself in the most honest and most dignified way that you can, so that you can be as an example for those that are around you, and you can also receive the gifts that come with being, the best version of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important. The second card that I got is the Waiting card.
Oh my god. The second card that we both got is the Waiting card. Yes.
Oh wow. The Waiting card is this very beautiful, it's represented by this very beautiful image of this woman who is pregnant, and she's surrounded by the energy of the new moon and water energy.
Well, didn't I mention that the Empress is pregnant? That a lot of people consider her to be pregnant?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. The Waiting card, when it shows up, it talks about very much that. It's about not really kind of moving forward with all of this stride and confidence because the timing isn't quite right. So December is a time of not harvest. It's more of about watering
Yeah,
your seeds.
still working.
Still working, yeah. It's also about perseverance. So if you're feeling a little bit impatient because what you're wanting to bring out, whether it's in your workplace, in your family, whatever capacity it is that you feel ready to kind of bring it to a next level, there's a little bit of not hesitation, patience around that because you want things to move forward, but it's not the right time. It's very important in December where you have patience and you're moderate with how you're moving forward.
Right, and I mean, I don't want to say the same thing, but the Seven of Pentacles showed up for me as the second card. So for all you fire signs, it's telling you to be patient, to hold your horses, to keep the work that you're doing, keep going through it, keep watering your seeds, keep tending to your garden, but you won't see the results of that just yet. So you're gonna have to wait, perhaps another 7 to 9 months until things, fully bloom again.
Yeah.
But just because you have to wait doesn't mean that you should stop doing the work. Just because you don't get to see the flowers till next spring doesn't mean that you shouldn't plant those bulbs, in the fall.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you need to do so that when the time is right, you will see the flowering of the work that you have been doing.
Yes,
don't give up. Just because you don't see the results happening
Exactly.
at this moment, don't give up.
Absolutely. In fact, it's also very important to, in conjunction with that perseverance, is to also behave and structure your life as if you're preparing for what you're confident that will come. Even though you're not seeing the bloom or the buds coming out yet, but it's very important that you stay very much in alignment with the confidence that it is going to happen. So don't let yourself get wrangled by doubt.
Right.
The other card that I got is the Innocence card, and the Innocence card is expressing that December is going to be a time of innocence. Innocence, obviously that's what came out, but a trusting nature is something that's imbuing from you in a very sacred way this month. So that's also related to spontaneity, originality, sort of things coming up in an unexpected way, but it comes with it a charge of joviality and lightheartedness, which is very appropriate for the month of December. It's a very
I'm also
celebratory
seeing
month.
a little bit of a clash here because we're talking about fire signs, and here I got the Ace of Cups reversed, which continues with the theme of water and the theme of the lotus flower, but this time it appears reversed. So what I'm sensing, this is kind of a challenge for a lot of fire signs, that they need to embrace the innocence, their own innocence, and be okay with not knowing, and being okay with starting, things and not wanting to know all the answers from the beginning. So it's about being compassionate with yourself and not being so emotional about things when things don't go as you plan. You tend to be, burst out with passion and fire when things don't show, they don't happen, or it doesn't show up, or whoever you're expecting, does something, that you weren't planning for. Well, it's a time to kind of sit back and just be more of an observer. So that's going to be the challenge during this month of December for the fire signs.
Yes.
To just, allow yourself to be innocent, to be in the unknown, and be okay with that state of not really knowing what's happening and how things are going to progress.
Yeah, and that is a very humbling place to be, because as Franco said, I'm a fire sign. We do tend to be very much go-getters. And when we're impassioned about something, it's actually quite painful even sometimes when you're having to wait or kind of cool your heels. So my recommendation is something that I learned from my father, who was a professional thumber. I don't know how you would say that.
Thumb twiddler.
Thumb twiddler. I would observe him since I was a little girl, and he would sit there and just twiddle his thumbs. But I learned later in life that it wasn't out of boredom. It wasn't out of anything sort of tedious. It was just his meditative practice, and it was very calming. Not only to see him do that, but for him, it was just like, I'm anchoring my energy with my tongue.
That's his mantra was physical.
Yes.
So
exactly.
that's a great new meditation practice for
Yeah.
you, fire signs. Just twiddle your thumbs and
Yes.
bring yourself to the moment.
Pay homage to my father. He's a very wise man.
That's great. All right, so going a little bit, more focused into the signs. First, starting with the Aries sign. This month of December shows up as the Queen of Pentacles for you. And the Queen of Pentacles is a very dignified card. I remember it showed up last month for one of the readings. This card is calling upon you to manage your resources wisely, Aries people. You'll lack very little. All that you need is fully represented in your life. But because you're used to having enough of everything, you tend to squander a lot of those resources. And December is going to ask for you to be a little bit more mindful of the way that you use what you have, so that you can actually have something for you at the end of the month. Don't spend everything that you get. You might be getting some bonuses. You might be getting some extra food. You might be getting some extra friends, more parties. You don't have to go to every single party that you're invited. You don't have to eat every single plate of food that's placed in front of you. You don't have to spend every single dime that comes to you this month. Save some and use what you have in a wise way, and also maintain that sense of management that needs to do. Like a good queen, like someone who's in charge, you need to have good control of your resources.
And that will be a little bit challenging for Aries, and I think for any fire sign, especially in the month of December. We're very much in the spirit of celebration, and it gets easy to get caught up in that current of, excess.
Right.
So you're being really challenged to not go in that flow this time as much. The card I got for Aries is the expression card, and there's a lot of fluidity around that energy when it comes up in this card, because it indicates a flow of your self-expression coming out in a very articulate, graceful, positive way. And so there's a lot of confidence behind your voice this month, and it comes from not an arrogant confidence, but a just very, I'm embodying who I am, and this is, my truth. But it feels like this month it's coming out in a way to inspire others, to help others to kind of, just kind of help them to feel in a good place as well.
It's a beautiful card. It reminds me of celebration as well.
Yeah.
So it tells a good month for all the Aries out there to enjoy themselves. And very much like a queen, and have some fun. So for Leo, the card that showed up for me was the Five of Swords reversed. And this is a very fluid card as well. It tells of either defeat, draw, or success. And it really is your outlook and your decision, your focus, that will determine the outcome during this month. Usually, when this card shows up, it asks you to have a focus. And because it shows up reverse, it's kind of warning you that you are a little bit unfocused at this time of the year. So it's time for you to regain your balance, to understand what is your goal for this month, what it is that you want out of that family reunion, what it is that you desire out of sharing a gift or a meal with your friends or your family during this month. And always have a goal in mind in everything that you do, and that will determine whether you enjoy your time or whether you don't enjoy your time. So don't just go to the party because you're off that day and you can. Have a purpose to go to the party, maybe to network with people, or maybe to meet new people, or to see someone that you haven't seen in a while, or maybe to just get out of your groove, but just have a goal, just have a sense of purpose with what you do during this month. And that's really going to determine the outcome for a lot of things.
Beautiful. Wow. The card I got for, this is Leo, right?
Leo, yeah.
Is peace. So December is, I think, very much in conjunction with that focus of having a focus. With that, it will generate for you a more sort of congealed energy. I don't know really what other way to put it.
Like everything's going to be like in its place.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is going to be in its place, and when it feels like December for many of us is going to be a bit rocky, and so when you're in this place of having an organized focus, you're way more set up to be relaxed, to be balanced, to be in a state of peace, because there's more of an orderly fashion to things. So there's a lot of harmony that's just waiting to bloom for you, Leo, in December.
So for Sagittarius, I got the Princess of Pentacles reversed, or the Princess of Coins reversed. This is an Earth card. It relates to the element of Earth, and it's asking you to have some kind of foundation for what you want to happen in the coming months and in the coming year. So there's a lot of plans for Sagittarians out there at the moment, but you haven't really quite figured out what it is that you want to do yet. And this is the time, take the month of December to really figure out what that is. Where are you going to move from? What's your starting point? What's your home base? And make sure that you have that clear. A lot of times we want to start halfway through the process, and this is reminding you to start from the beginning. Start where you are now. Bloom where you're planted. It's a lot of cliches, but really the point is for you to understand what your situation is at the moment and be honest with yourself about what your situation is so that you can move forward knowing what are the challenges and what are the benefits of your place in time and space at this moment. And that's going to be, it's going to help you be more realistic about your goals and about what you want to do in the year of 2016 that's just around the corner.
And really take heed with that advice, because it's going to help you with the other aspect that's coming up in December that I'm seeing in this card, which is the marrying mating. And when the marrying mating card comes up, it talks about insecurities, it talks about manipulation, it talks about even low self-esteem that comes from feeling subordinate to another. So if there's something in your life that has been creating that type of that sort of type of dynamic to occur in your life, it's December, it's going to happen even to a greater degree. And so it's an opportunity for you to really start actually feeling the abrasiveness of that, so that you can then move into action about, well, I don't really like this. This is not really suiting my life.
Right.
And so sometimes, things have to get to such a degree that they're so abrasive that we then realize, oh, this is actually happening. I didn't even notice it before because it just became part of my pattern
It's
and my
not,
consciousness.
usually we have to hit rock bottom before we actually see where we're at. And
exactly.
that's what it's asking you, to be realistic and to be honest with yourself about what your situation is, so that then you can move from that point forward.
Right, absolutely. That's very important.
So that's the end of the readings for the fire signs. I hope that you like this video for the month of December 2015, and we will see you again next month. Please remember to leave your comments below. Let us know what you think of this setup, if you want us to keep doing it or maybe go back to the previous setup. You can also find us at intuittarot@gmail.com or through our website, intuittarot.com, and see what news and what's happening with us.
And find us also on our Facebook page by the same name. Have a fantastic end of the year. If you follow the 12-month Gregorian calendar, have a fantastic end of the year. And if not, well, then enjoy the rest of this year. And we'll see you in January.
We will see you in January. Happy holidays. Have fun.
Toodles.